What have you learned from your audience feedback? My target audience is a youthful audience, both male and females, aged between 16 and 21. For my target audience research, I find that plot and genre were the two most important things my audience felt should be established in a teaser trailer. So I tried very hard to incorporate this into my work, and you can see that from my graph that the trailer. I conducted my target audience feedback mainly by having them view products and then giving me response as I took notes. So some of the feedback I got was that I learned my audience very quickly grasped a vague idea of what my movie's plot was from the trailer, and they mostly commented that they really wanted to know the full story after viewing it, so they'd be really eager to go and view it in the cinema. My audience liked the dark and sinister tone set at the beginning of the trailer before the action montage sequence, and expressed that they really liked this twist on an action film. They also commented that the dark tone was similar to that of The Dark Knight, which was one of the inspirations that I used for my own campaign, having analysed the poster. However, they felt that my trailer needed the use of guns as a prop to firmly establish it in the action genre, which I would now take into consideration if I was to shoot my footage again. So you can see that I've used a Dark Knight and a clip from my own film, and you can see that they both have a dark kind of tone to them. So then, action is a genre which is most commonly popular with a male audience, and I wanted to attract both male and female audience. I find that most of the feedback I received from my female audience members approved of the use of my male character dominating my campaign, having included him in the majority of the shots used in my teaser, and using his photographs for the ancillary tasks and the promotional extras I produced. So the idea of the female gaze looking at males and being attracted towards media products because they fancy them. So how did you use new media technologies in the construction, research, planning and evaluation stages? So to complete my coursework I had to use a range of technologies. I used PBWorks blog site, Photoshop CS5, I used Microsoft Office, Publisher, Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Then I'm using the interactive whiteboard to present my presentation. I used the IMAX, iMovie, GarageBand, iDVD as part of the editing process. I used Animoto and Prezi during my planning stages, and I used YouTube during research planning through most of the stages, and Facebook and MSN Messenger to keep in contact with fellow media students, and also media students from other schools who I know who were able to comment on my work and give me advice. I also used digital cameras to allow me to capture the footage for my trailer, as well as taking still images to use in my magazine and my poster, and I used a tripod as well, so these shots were kept static. So Prezi, personally I find brainstorming an effective way of sorting through my ideas in the head when I'm planning a project. However, all the work has to be documented on the blog, so we had to come up with some sort of idea to get these brainstorms up online where you would normally just do them on a piece of paper. We discovered a Prezi site from another teacher in the school who's been previously using it for their own subject, and I found this was an effective way of drawing up my own brainstorms online. And here's just a print screen of one of the brainstorms that I designed. So Animoto. Again, discovering this site, I found it was most useful in creating a mood board of ideas which I could apply to my own product. However, this allowed me to present these ideas in the form of a short video slideshow, and I found it extremely useful in linking together ideas and see how fluently they link together in this movie form. So Photoshop. Photoshop last year was a completely new program to me, so this year I knew I would have to show how my use and knowledge of the program has improved, and therefore show a progression in my work. To complete my work on Photoshop this year, I was required to use several tools which allowed me to produce my ancillary products. These tools included the crop tool, text boxes, moving tool, layers, blur tool, smudge tool, adjusting colour gradient, adjusting shadow, image effects, brush tool, like just loads. And then last year I had some difficulty removing my main image from the background using a magnetic lasso tool. I found myself in a similar situation this year when taking the main image of my male character from the background for my magazine. So I wanted to get around this difficulty, so I looked on YouTube for a few tutorials, and one uploader gives the suggestion of using the eraser tool instead, and I tried it out and I found that it works much more effectively and gives a nicer and softer edge to the image rather than the harsh straight lines which I got with the magnetic lasso. So PB Works, again this year I used PB Works so I could keep an online account blog of my progress through my A2 portfolio. Again, I find the site extremely frustrating at times with the speed at which it loaded and allowed me to edit pages and uploading my work. But unfortunately, through the restrictions in our school computers, again we were unable to use more efficient sites like Blogger or Blogspot. However, I have become used to the navigational system of the site, and I felt that with my well-organised sidebar, anyone can come and access my account and navigate their way through my work with complete ease. I also found that as all members of my class use this site, it was easy and a convenient way for my peers to look at my progress and then feedback constructive criticism on how my work could be improved or what aspects of my work they really liked throughout the construction process. And then YouTube, I found YouTube was extremely helpful throughout all processes of my portfolio. During the research, I used it to look at existing trailers from real media products. In planning, I was able to look at existing A2 pieces to gain inspiration and ideas for my own product. This also allowed me to comment so I could ask suggestions from these past pupils who had been through the process by leaving comments on either their channels or underneath the uploaded videos themselves. I was able to then upload my own teaser trailer and my additional blooper reel then as part of my construction so I could then upload it to my PB Works blog. Again, for the evaluation I will be uploading this video and the recording of this presentation to the site and then transfer it to my blog as evidence of the evaluation process. And then just finally, this is my final